If Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name.
So if you guys are not aware, yesterday there was a conference. TPUSA was hosting an American conference, I believe, and Ben Shapiro was the opening speech, and he just went full-blown nuclear on these main grifter conservatives, in my opinion. And his speech was spectacular and lovely and awesome, my favorite. So stick around. We're going to dive into his speech, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and comments on it. And I hope you guys can stick around and watch the full video. This is the first time that I'm making this lengthy video because there's so much to say. There's a lot to say, especially about this conservative. You know, Candace Owens, Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and so many more of them. So I am glad that we have somebody like Ben that was able to speak up. So let's take a look into what he has to say. And comment down below too. Like, what do you guys think? You know, was his speech too harsh or not? So let me know what you guys think. Let's get into it. Now.
Have to you. I want to speak to you about our duties. Our first duty is truth. We owe you the truth. That means we should not mislead you. It means we shouldn't hide the ball. We shouldn't be deliberately obscure about what we're telling you. We have an obligation to clarity and to honesty. This means that we actually have to be clear in the language that we use. We should not traffic in generality. We should not say things like, they shot Charlie, without specifying whom we mean by they. The person who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk, and whom all the evidence points at, all of it, is a gay, trans-loving furry. If we are going to target ideological movements, we should talk about the fact that the radical trans movement treats all those who oppose it as existential threats. Or if we're going to talk about the Democratic Party making room for the radical trans movement and echoing its inflammatory rhetoric, well, we should talk about that. Those are specific problems, and they require specific responses. When people say they shot Charlie, however, they are instead trafficking in vagary that results in increased hatred without proposing any effective response. They are fostering despair and rage, and that makes things worse. We must also be honest about what people say and do, regardless of what that means coalitionally. It is the job of politicians to build coalitions. It's the job of those of us who try to shape public opinion for us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He just did not call her out flat out like that. Wow. Good job, Ben. That's amazing. Let's keep going.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name. Erica Kirk and TPUSA never should have been put in the position to have to defend themselves against such specious and evil attacks, particularly in a time of mourning. And the people who refuse to condemn Candace's truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking here, are guilty of cowardice. Yes, cowardice. The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly.
Well said, Ben. Well said. I can't believe that no one is willing to come out. Like Ben, you were saying the loud part a lot. You were saying what everybody have been saying on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all over social media platforms about Candace and about the so-called conservatives who are her friends that are not speaking up. Even at events, people are asking questions about it, and they're just ignoring it. You're saying everything what we, the people, what many people have been talking about or saying. But for some reason, other conservatives, Brett Cooper, okay, Megan Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Andrew, I'm not even going to count Andrew. He ain't even a conservative, in my opinion. I don't know. But other people, silence. They're ignoring the nonsense that's coming out of Candace's mouth. Yes, I'm going to say nonsense because she's been making baseless claims, baseless accusation claims that has no evidence. She's been attacking people from the TPUSA, claiming certain nonsense about theirs, talking about how, oh, the reaction at the shooting was suspicious of them being part of the assassination, talking about how they're lying, saying so many things without any evidence, without any proof, and that are getting debunked day by day, night by night, month by month. And she's making money off of it, profiting it, tearing down the legacy that Charlie Kirk did. To me, she's a deception. Decepticon, she is not the Optimus Prime. In fact, in my opinion, I see her as Megatron. Megatron right there. Okay? Not because like Megatron is like good, but because her, when you see Megatron, if you look at the Transformer movies, talk about Megatron here, like his vision, you can tell like, oh yeah, he wants to make, a battle world for all the um Transformer Autobots and yada yada. But in the way that he does it, it's wrong. Kind of how I see Candace, trying to find what really happened on the day of the shooting. Who led that? Who shot her? Who shot Charlie Kirk? Even though we have somebody that's already in custody, Tyler Robinson, and his trial is coming up, which I'm looking for. I hope they televise it because everybody needs to know what happened and the truth, whether Charlie Kirk was murdered by him or not. And if it was by him, Candace needs to be quiet. Because I am sick and tired of Candace, like, making claims, saying things, making claims, accusing people, attacking people. Some people are even getting, like, death threats. Tim Pool! Tim Pool! Her fans are going crazy. They're like, bees? No, let me not even use bees, because bees are used to, for goodness of the earth. They're hornets! Yeah, I'm gonna call them hornets. Not all her fans, but the crazy ones. They're, like, literally attacking those that are speaking out against her and they're debunking her claims and her statements and her accusations and her I'm just asking questions. Seriously. And it's so sad that I see the conservative movement not speaking out about this. And it's like they're biased and it's like no one wants to touch Candace. Like my question is she like cutting a knife through your throat that you can't speak against her? Is she like, like does she have like anything against y'all that you guys can speak? You clearly know what she's talking about. And to me, it's not no longer in the name of free speech. Now I'm seeing is a woman destroying her friend's legacy. That's dismantling all the things that he worked for with her at the beginning of his journey. And she's just destroying it, crushing it, tumbling it down. Also the part that makes me mad is the fact that if it was a Democrat or a liberal speaking about this or doing what Candace is doing, they would have been turned up a long time ago. They would have been destroyed, like burned to the ground, like 6 feet under, incinerated, lavafied. But since it's a Republican, a conservative, no, nobody is saying anything. And that is double standard. And that is wrong. Because if we're able to call out other parties, political parties, we should also call out our own political party when they mess up, when they speak wrongly, when they make baseless claim, when they accuse people, when even the fandom is going around crazy like hornets, attacking people who are speaking up. Let's stop the hypocrisy. Let's speak up. Because if we're the one that always say, oh, the left, always attacks you whenever you say things, then I'm seeing the same thing happening on the right too. Now the rights are attacking the rights for speaking up. We should also speak up because this country needs to be united, not divided. Let's get into more stuff. Unfortunately, I have to make this video into two parts. I'm having some technical issues, so therefore, this is the first part. And in the second part, you have to go to my channel, and this is why highly am recommending you guys to subscribe, to support. Since I don't have enough subscribers, I only have like 17, which is a blessing, and I'm thank God for it. So I can't really put it like at the end of the video or on my screen. You know how like sometimes like when you're done watching a video and like you see videos popping up that you can click. I can't do that since I don't have the amount of subscribers needed to do. So therefore, I'm asking you guys to subscribe so that it'll be easy for you guys to so it'll be easy for you guys to watch videos that I talk about certain topics that are related to one another, and for you guys to just click on the easiest and go to my channel. So please like and subscribe. There's part two of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Be blessed, stay safe, and may God be with you guys. See you in part two.